Hey everyone, how's it going? Engeri here. Have you ever played this game and thought, why are these buttons not color-coded? Or why are the focus trees so small? Or what's up with the distinct lack of furries in Hearts of Iron? No? Just me? Well, don't worry. Sit back, relax, and let Papa Engeri tell you how to solve all your problems with mods.
Jesus
Jokes aside though, I've streamed and played Hearts of Iron for literally hundreds of hours, both on and off Twitch since 2018, links down below. And I realized that we've never actually made a proper list of what I believe to be some of the best mods out there. Now this will be the list of the mods that I like the most, and it's not going to be a list of the most popular mods. It's not going to be a list of the mods that work best with multiplayer. These are the mods that I like the most and that I really enjoy. Everyone obviously has their own taste and their own way to play Hearts of Iron 4, and that's why modding is so awesome, because it can truly change the game into something that you'd like to play. So whether you like historical gameplay, or alternative history, or massive anime titties, there is a mod for you. Also, my primary focus will be on total conversion mods, mods that change the entire scope of the game and not just minor tweaks and fixes like colored buttons, but I will show you some minor mods that are also awesome at the end of the video. Also, I'll put the links to the Steam Workshop pages down below so you can go check these out for yourself if you like any of them. So, without more fucking around, let's get right down to my top 5 best mods for Hearts of Iron 4. Have you ever wanted to play Hearts of Iron 4, but in the time period from 1857 through 1930? Well, then End of a New Beginning is just for you. End of a New Beginning is my number 5. It is a total conversion mod that has a historical playstyle option as well as an alternative one. There are obviously new and big focus trees for the majority of the important nations in the time period. There is a completely new budget system on the way for the mod as well. The tech tree is completely redone, along with most of the other content in the game. It also has the whole election/congress system that we have seen in some other mods. Currently, the mod is said to have good content up until around 1880, and stuff is constantly being added and updated. All in all, this is a really cool mod if you enjoy the 1800s as a time period with all the historical events that happened back then. Do you want to play in the modern day, try your luck as Ukraine and maybe win against Russia and defeat the rebellion in the Donbass? Well, the Millennium Dawn might be the fit for you. Millennium Dawn is my number 4. It is a modern day mod and a total conversion mod for Hearts of Iron 4 that lets you play in the time period after the year 2000 up until our modern day and beyond. The mod has new provinces, real borders, states, resources, industry, and population reflecting the modern day. It has cool new 3D models, political systems, custom missiles, and a new and custom European Union system, as well as modern day sound effects. The game even has a special and unique system for Ukraine, which is why I mentioned it, where you have to balance the government stability against the stability in the general populace to a risk of revolt. I will say that people generally have a bit of a negative opinion when it comes to Millennium Dawn or other modern day mods when it comes to use of these in multiplayer, so I haven't had a ton of time on Millennium Dawn in multiplayer, but there seems to be some imbalances in certain unit types. But overall, Millennium Dawn is a fantastic mod that you really should try out, and it gets a number 4 on my list because of it. Have you ever wondered what the world would look like if the Central Powers and Imperial Germany were victorious in the First World War? Have a little peek at what that could look like in the extremely popular mod Kaiserreich for Hearts of Iron 4. Kaiserreich, it is one of the most popular mods for Hearts of Iron 4 out there. It is completely filled with alternative history, so if that's your thing, then this is probably the mod to go for. In Kaiserreich, the Imperial powers, or the Central Powers of the First World War, were victorious, and as a result, the Allies have pretty much fallen into socialist/communist countries, and the world is kind of in the grasp of Germany, and the other half of the world is kind of communist/socialist. Very interesting world, and it's a mod that is super popular in the Hearts of Iron community. It has a completely reworked political system. There's 10 new different ideologies. There are over 100 new focus trees, custom UI, custom 3D models, custom GFX, and just about everything you would want in an Hearts of Iron 4 mod, which is why it gets the number 3 spot on my list. If you enjoy the what-ifs of historical events, you really should go out and try out Kaiserreich either alone or with friends. Have you ever wanted to play this game combined with this game? Well then, look no further, Black Ice might just scratch your itch. Okay, this is probably going to be a controversial one. My number 2 pick is going to be the Black Ice Historical Immersion mod for Hearts of Iron 4. Now, those of you that know me, and have seen my other videos, will obviously know that I am a Hearts of Iron 3 fanatic. I absolutely love how complicated and detailed Hearts of Iron was back in the day. And I genuinely believe that while Hearts of Iron 4 is a great game, it does suffer from oversimplification to the point where Paradox is even adding back content from Hearts of Iron 3 into Hearts of Iron 4 as DLC. Now, I'm of course talking about the espionage system along with some other content, but we'll discuss that a little later. Just as a side note, Black Ice was a mod for Hearts of Iron 3 as well that added tons of content, as it does for Hearts of Iron 4. It makes things a little closer to that deep dive of immersion that I personally love Hearts of Iron 4. Black Ice isn't really as much of that kind of free roam battleground with alternative history where you can easily change the course of your nation and the course of history. So this is not going to be for everyone, but if you're looking for something that will add more details, more abilities, and really give you a different type of Hearts of Iron game, but still will work excellent with multiplayer, then you really should give this one a go. The mod has a completely overhauled production system where you can choose specific kinds of equipment, and units will need more types of equipment than in the base game. It has a different unit system with the matching unit counters and headquarters system, kind of reminiscent of what we used to see in Hearts of Iron 3. The whole army composition in and of itself has changed. Honestly, I could go on forever. Black Ice adds so much content that it really has to be experienced. If you're a fan of the more complicated Paradox games, this really does make Hearts of Iron 4 more like the other titles that Paradox has. Okay, full stop. Up until this point, we've talked about some great total conversion mods for Hearts of Iron 4. Mods that are very good. But the next 2 mods that I'm going to talk about, they barely even resemble mods. They are so massive, so unbelievably different, and so huge from what Hearts of Iron 4 actually is, that they could probably be standalone games. I have 2 mods on my number 1 spot, because I can't choose one over the other, but I'm actually going to shut up for a minute and simply show you my number 1 mod, The Order Last Days of Europe. Did I sell it to you well enough? I sure hope so. Everything you're seeing and hearing, including the music, actually comes from the mod. It even has its own theme song, which is what you just heard. Literally every single button is custom, or at least has a custom overlay. There's a new financial system with GDP implemented and working in the mod. There are tons of new laws, military units, tech trees. There's a new DEFCON tension system. There's national decisions. There are raiding options. There's a new production and factory system where you gain and lose factories based on your GDP and your economy. There are new models for units. There are custom sound effects for just absolutely everything. And not to mention the absolutely astounding amount of alternative history and internal lore in this mod is just beautiful. Now, I'm not going to go super deep into the lore of the mod, but it's basically a concept of what would it look like if the Germans and the Nazis had been victorious in the Second World War, and that's kind of what the concept of this mod actually is. So Germany reigns victorious, they pretty much dominate all of Europe, the Soviet Union is shattered into tiny nations that are kind of not doing too well. The United States is still standing as its own kind of last bastion of the free people of the world. But anyway, if you don't play any other mod from the list that I've just talked about, this has to be the one. Finally, my number one total conversion mod is none other than the Old World Blues. As a massive Fallout fan, seeing the Fallout universe recreated so masterfully into a mod for Hearts of Iron gives me a little joy every time I play it. The mod, like all the others in those lists, are totally custom top to toe. We're talking unique units, technologies, research trees, focus trees, for a lot of the nations in the mod. We're talking unique societal types that are non-changeable, technology types that certain societies can and cannot access, like power armor. Super Mutant gets access to their own kind of tech. It's all really in there. The Old World Blues even has sub-mods that will expand and add in certain nations, and the Old World Blues is also constantly updated. We last played it on stream a few weeks ago, and I was surprised to see how much content had been added just in the last 6 months. So that's it. Those are my top 5 favorite total conversion mods. I do, however, want to point out that there isn't necessarily a lot separating where these mods are kind of on the list. It all comes down to taste and what kind of game I'm wanting to play. If I'm playing a game with someone that dislikes Fallout, then we're obviously not going to play the Old World Blues. If I'm playing with someone that hates historical immersion, it's not going to be Black Ice either. There are right and wrong choices for mods depending on who you play with. Okay, so we've kind of gone over my top 5 favorite total conversion mods, but there are a ton of other mods out there that I actually really enjoy. So I kind of want to throw in some oddballs just to give you guys an idea of something that you might want to check out, might want to try it yourself. One of the ones is Cold War Iron Curtain. Pretty much self-explanatory. It's a Cold War mod for Hearts of Iron 4, if that floats your boat. It's pretty decked out, but last I checked, it was only updated for an older version of Hearts of Iron 4. Another oddball is going to be Metro. Metro is also pretty self-explanatory. It is a Metro mod that follows the Metro franchise, but added for, or modded for Hearts of Iron 4. It's very different. It's in its startup phase for sure, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how that one develops. Another strange and unique one is Star Wars The Clone Wars. It's pretty much just Star Wars made into a mod. You've got planets that are islands. Super interesting concept. Also, last time I checked, this one was pretty outdated. So if you want to check out some other really cool mods, I'd recommend either one of those. I will also link those down below. Okay, so we've now talked about some of my favorite total conversion mods for Hearts of Iron 4 and a few oddballs as well, but a lot of people, me included, enjoy small mods that change basic things versus the whole concept and scope of the game, and I'd love to mention just some of these small mods that change big things as well. One of the ones being colored buttons. It's a really simple mod that just changes a few of the buttons, for example, for the training and deployment and for the production screens. Color codes it so you know where they are. Another cool mod is the partial surrender / conditional surrender mods. Those let you surrender partially versus having to wait until your whole country gets annexed. You have 50 construction slots. That adds 50 construction slots to every single state, so you just have more space to build. You have player-led peace, which is a mod I absolutely adore. It's a mod that lets the players in a multiplayer game control the peace conferences so that all the score accumulated in the peace conference goes to the players and not to the AI. Another mod very often used in multiplayer games, for example, is the 2x national focus, or the 2x national focus and research speed. Just speeds up the game a little bit and makes Hearts of Iron a little bit faster for a game to play. There are also a few other super popular mods that I haven't mentioned, and I just figured I would. One of them being Equestria at War. I don't really play it. If God bless your heart, you don't know what it is essentially a My Little Pony mod for Hearts of Iron 4. And again, it is extremely highly rated and people really seemingly like it. It's a My Little Pony mod with furries thrown on top. A little bit strange, don't have a lot of time on it myself, but I will say it's one of the better mods for Hearts of Iron 4 somehow. So yeah, check it out if that's your thing. Alright everybody, that is going to sum up this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a like or by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Every single like helps tremendously, as I'm a very small YouTuber. It goes a long way to help me out. Links to my Twitch is also down below if you guys want to watch me stream Hearts of Iron and other wacky games live over on Twitch. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, and bye-bye.